It is 1:30 a.m. The dog wanted out, so I took him out for a bit. I wanted to share, I guess, a dream journal of what I dreamed or what happened. So first, I was in this strange world. I was in a strange place, and there were all these young people. Basically, I guess I was younger as well. I was still like a child. I'm still in that child mindset partially. I mean, part of the way. Some ways not, and others I am. But I was in this world of, it looked like there were some adults, but mostly just children, and mostly young people in general. Some my age and some younger. And I told this child that he was playing this game of some sort. It was almost like, that it was I think there was the crucifixion of Jesus taking place, and I said, that is real. I told him that happened, and I was giving details about various things that had happened, and somehow or other I knew exactly the details, and I was telling them to him, and I kept seeing repeating 1964, I think it was 1946 and 1964 pennies, and I kept seeing those repeated, or at least those years repeated. Well, later, we wound up being in this realm. It was a strange realm. It was actually very strange, and what it was a place where all of these people were, basically, I guess, gathered. I don't know, all these people were gathered there, and they were caring about their lives in this realm, and when all of a sudden, I was like the one of the resistance, basically. I was like one of the resistance of what was going on there. And it was like there was the good God and there was the bad God. There was like the light and the dark version of God or something, and we had to destroy the dark part. We had to destroy and kill the bad guy, I guess, the bad entity. And some of us were the resistance to stop it. To stop the dark from taking over. And it was so real. It was so strange. All these people lined up, and then all of a sudden, when this voice said line up, everyone lined up. Everyone. But we had planned to stop the dark side. And so we did, and we destroyed the dark entity. It was like the dark version of God or something. We stopped it, we destroyed it, and when I did, it all broke down, and everyone suddenly, all these people, it was like they were the mind of children in this realm, basically, where they were at. They were the mind of children, and they all went back. Their souls were going back to where they were from, and some of them wherever they were in that realm, some of them went back as, it was weird, they went back into Earth, some of them did, as mental people. They were mental, some retarded, some with Down syndrome, some with autism, some with Asperger's syndrome, which I have symptoms of myself, quite a bit of symptoms of those, of Asperger's. But that's what everyone went, and some of them went back to being normal humans, but it was like they all went back to their place. They all went back to their world or whatever. And that's what I witnessed. And they went back to where they were from, I guess. But after they all went back to where they were from, that world it went back to normal, and only the good God remained. Only the light, loving version of God remained, or something like that. And I was witnessing various points throughout history in some of my dreams as well. I was witnessing various points throughout history, and I went back to my body and knew that I was about to wake up, and I woke up in the bed, and that's what happened tonight. But it was so surreal and so strange that I was witnessing these children and these young people, ages from young children up to young people in their 20s in this realm, in this place, and they were all lined up, and then all of a sudden I was part of the resistance, and I said some kind of chant, some kind of phrase or statement, and destroyed the bad version, the bad God that was ruling, and there was only the good God remaining, or whatever, the good ruler, and I guess it was like light and dark battle, and I was part of the resistance and part of this to stop it. And in the end of the dream, it all worked out, but I went back. Maybe it was nothing, maybe it was just a dream, I don't know, but I went back to my body, and I knew when I was going back to my body, and all of those people's souls went back to various places, some star systems, some different places out there, and some went back to different time periods in Earth, and some went back to now, to living now, and some of them that went back to now, they had these mental conditions, and they went back into some crippled bodies, some mental bodies. It's like their souls from that area they were in, the people there didn't know any different though. They just thought that's the way it was supposed to be, control, and they were just under control. But when I stopped that and I was part of the resistance, they all went back to where they were from, and they all went back into a lot of mental bodies though. That's what was so strange. And some of them went back and they were in bodies in vehicles now, and people that were in vehicles now, and it was so strange the way it ended though. And it's like I set everything back to normal, and then the souls went back to these various places and various bodies throughout existence and places. And I also dreamed about, like, my soul, it was like a warrior, like a battling against evil, battling against the dark side. And I battled against the darkness. I was the resistance, and I dreamed about battling against that, various creatures, various beings and people, and where only the good would remain. And that was my goal throughout these different points in existence, was to stop the darkness. Anyway, it was quite the strange dream. I'm trying to remember more details of it as I'm thinking and as I'm talking right now, but I wound up along with a few others, destroying the dark part, destroying the dark side, basically, the dark ruler. I think that's the way it went, and they all went back to their other bodies. The realm remained, I think, but they all went back to their bodies. It was quite the dream. It really was. If I remember more, I'll share later. But that's all I remember for right now. Peace. Signing out. Much love. It's 1:38 a.m. Yesterday I stated that I woke up, in the middle of the night, and the lights at midnight everything was off because I left all the lights off, but then the smart sockets and everything and the smart bulbs would not work because there was no internet connection, because apparently and there was no cell phone signal. So I woke up and there was no cell phone signal and there was no internet because of the micro cell tower that we have, and the router were both shut off because the backup power supply boxes were unplugged. Were turned off. My bad. I'm sorry. Well, they were turned off while I was asleep, and I don't know what happened, but they were both shut off while I was sleeping. Another thing is the bedroom door was open while I was sleeping, and Mama didn't do that. Mama didn't do it. She said she didn't do it, but it was open. So that's a little bit of some of the activity. Nothing negative. Nothing really negative has been taking place, but I did hear some things walking on the ceiling, and then, I told them to leave. If they were dark, I was telling them to leave, and they seemed to. But then the cat saw something and watched it walk and I saw something move toward the front door and just disappear, just leave. It left out the door. She watched it go out the front door, and she smacked at something. The cat raised up. This is real life. This is my actual real life. The cat raised up and smacked continuously at something, and growled and smacked, and then watched it go into the living room and out the door. So I heard things walking above me and things like that, and that's just what's happened. So peace, signing out. This is my documentation of a dream journal and what I dreamed about. If I remember more parts of it, I'll let you know. I wish I'd have woken up right away. I wish I had, when I woke up, I wish I had gotten up and typed it all down or written it down or something, but I didn't. But anyway, I had to turn on the backup power boxes, because I had to turn them back on because they were turned off while I was sleeping. So that means nothing would work. But anyway, signing out, and that was my dream journal, and also what happened yesterday. Hey, Simba. He's meowing and purring and loving on everything. Got the dog out right now. Peace. Signing out. I love you all.